Today we are going to do a project that has been around for quite a while, and I just thought, oh, I just love this. This is one of my favorite treats to make because you can make it go with any season. And so I actually Googled my own website and put in the search words and found my pattern, and basically I am just copying myself. We call that casing, copy and share everything. So before I show you what that archived project is, let me share with you what we're using. We are using the Merry Snowflakes bundle today. Oh, I love this set. I used it even more than I thought I would. So I'm so happy that I got this. This stamp set and die set is not carrying over. So you are going to want to grab this before they are gone. This is on the retired list. All right. So let's start by, there's not a lot of stamping on this. So we're going to actually start with the base of this. Now, the base of this is 2 inches by 4 inches. Look at how tiny this is. And what I did was you put the short side in your scoring machine, whether you use the scoreboard or your paper trimmer, and I just did 1/4 of an inch on both sides. So tell me if you can guess what this is going to be. We're going to make a little canal here. So just fold on those score lines, and it helps if you have a bone folder because then you can make these creases really nice. Look at how dirty my bone folder is. I need to clean this, but it still works and it doesn't get dirt on my cardstock, so I keep using it. All right, now there's our little canal. Now we need 4 little Hershey Nuggets. Now I'm sure you know what I'm making, right? The little nugget holders. Oh my goodness, you guys, Hershey Nuggets are one of those items on the shelves that are not readily available. I wanted to buy a jumbo size and I had to buy the smaller sizes, but at least I could get them. The next thing we're going to do is take the paper that coordinates with mint macaron, and this is called Whimsy and Wonder. Rather than take out all my paper, I just will show you really quick in the catalog, but aren't these pretty? I love it because there's a lot of these that have a shimmer in it, the pretty silver color, so it looks very festive. Or even wintry. It's not necessarily Christmassy. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is flip all of these over. This is the back side, and the size that I cut is 1 by 3. And here's a little trick I'm going to show you. I'm going to line these up so they're next to each other like that. Then I'm actually going to take my tear and tape, and I'm just going to make a line along the bottom edge here. And this way I don't have to do them all individually. And then just kind of line them up again at the top. We're going to do the same thing at the top. And we basically just want adhesive on both ends of these papers. All right. And it's all right if it's not perfect because you're not going to see that anyway. Then I like to take my pick tool, and this is my backup one. I need to get one more pick tool because I need one that has the pointy end all the time, but I always use the rubber end more. So I guess I can splurge and get one more just so I can have the pick tool. Now all you're going to do is rip these apart. Very easy. That's why they call it tear and tape. And that way, like I said, I didn't have to put them all individually on, and it just goes faster that way because I'm making a lot of these. All right, what you do is you flip the candy out upside down, and you see where the edge is? You want to go... Okay, so there's the edge of the candy. You want to put the first strip like that, because if you go this way, it could unwrap. But if you go the opposite way, like let me do left and right, the edge is to the left side. So I'm going to set this tape on the left side and then just wrap it around. And it just makes a cute little wrapper for that. So I'll show you again. Make the edge go to the left side, put this on top, and just wrap it around. And this little project is perfect for any time, excuse me, you just want a coordinating little gift thing because they don't cost very much at all. And look at all the scraps that you can use up. They, like I said, they're only 1 inch by 3 inches, and you just trim them. And these are really fast and easy to make in bulk. All right, last one, like this. Perfect. All right, now the next thing is to line up what's the best order for these. Okay, I have 2 kind of greenery ones, so actually I think I'm okay with this lineup here. So now we're just going to place them in the, I'm going to put that at the bottom. We're going to place them in the little canal, and if you want to put 5 or 10 or only 3, you can make this as long as you want. So just kind of measure. 2 by 4 is what you would use for 4 little nuggets. Now the next thing is you need these little bags, and Gosh, I got these so long ago. I got them at Joann's and they're in the bakery section, and mine are just a little bit over 2 inches by a little bit over 10 inches, but I think you could get by with either 2 by 10 or even 2 by 8, because you'll see I'm going to trim off quite a bit on the top. And you can get plastic bags, like if you wanted to put, I think they're actually called pretzel bags, but you can get cellophane or plastic. I would recommend plastic maybe if you're doing food, but I have a few of the plastic ones left, but I am going to, or I already ordered some cellophane ones as well. All right, so the trick is to get this in. You know what? It might be easier if we put this in first, and then we'll feed in the nuggets. I forgot that. All right, so put the cardstock in first. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see the hardest part is just feeding it through, right? All right, now just put it down on the bottom. Now we're gonna make a cute little topper for this. So of course a ribbon is probably gonna be our best bet. And if you did my stamp camp, Santa's Workshop Stamp Camp, you'll see that we use this ribbon. For those of you who did do that class, you pretty much have everything you need that to make these. So we're just going to tie a bow, and this ribbon is a combo pack. You'll get Misty Moonlight ribbon, white ribbon, and this green. I think it's actually just jade, but it actually goes well with mint macaron. So just tie once. Let's trim this off the top just to get rid of the extra. See, I'm cutting off at least 2 inches, so you really only need by 8. And there's a weird jagged in there. You might want to trim it before you start. And you just need to, you know, figure out what that length is. You could figure it out by how much I took off. Like I said, it was about 2 inches. All right, so we tied one time. Now, let's set this aside, and we will work on the tag now. I used this cute little tag. Isn't that a nice shape? And this is from actually the Pillow Box dies, which again, this one is, oh wait, this one is carrying over. So you don't have to worry about this one disappearing. And then I took the stamp that goes with the Merry Snowflakes, and I'll read it to you because it's tiny. It says, "May the happiness of family, the joys of friendship, and the warmth of love surround you this season." I thought that was perfect for this little treat. And we're gonna use mint macaron, and I'm hoping I can stamp straight when my head is not over on top. That's pretty good. All right, now we're gonna take, let me get my white paper. I need to put this underneath because I'm going to stamp off a little bit. So now we're going to take Blushing Bride, which is the pink that's in this, and I'm going to be using the smallest snowflake that is in the stamp set, and some we're going to stamp on and some we're going to stamp off. And let's do one more. All right, so we just want a little bit of snowflake to kind of tie in our theme. Then just grab whatever hole punch you have. Stampin' Up! Does not sell these anymore, so I just have my, I swear this is from grade school. Look at how antique-y it is, but it was made well and it still works, so I keep using it. Now, oops, I gotta keep this here. One more little thing. I just took a 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch piece of basic white cardstock, and I tell you, originally I wanted to make a little snowflake, and I tried Blushing Bride, but it was just too bright for this kind of pastelish looking tag. So what I'm going to do is take Blushing Bride ink and our wonderful blends, and these are so nice, you guys. If you don't have these, you've got to get these, put them on your wish list. So we're just going to rub that, and I always like to try it on the side first just to make sure there's no blops or something in there. And we are barely going to go on this cardstock and mostly in the middle, but I just wanted a hint of color on here. And now I'm going to die cut it using the smallest die that's in the snowflake die set. All right, now you can see that it's just barely even inked up, just a tiny bit in the middle. And you can hardly see it white against white, but when you put it on here, you can see there's a little bit of color. If it's not dark enough and you'd like more, just go back. I did it, I inked it up before I cut it out because sometimes these want to catch in the brush. So it might be easier to ink it first and then die cut it. All right, now let's put this whole thing together. Let's grab our little project. You can see that I haven't cut it off yet because you save ribbon that way rather than cutting a hunk off and then trimming more off. I'm conservative that way with my ribbon, so I trim it off at the very end. All right, so the first thing we can do is stick this through the little hole we made. That's about a 1/8 inch, and it's easier if you kind of angle your ribbon so that you can feed it through like this. All right, and then the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to put that little snowflake on, and we're going to use a hole that's already here. Whoops, trim that a little bit more again. All right. And like I said, we're going to use a hole already there. So just pick a hole, any hole, doesn't really matter. And string this through. Now it doesn't matter if it covers up the words, which I'm pretty sure it will, because we're going to trim a couple of the flakes off, but we're just going to do the bow first. So go like that, and then feed this side through like that, and then tie it in a bow. You can putz with it later, but I need it to go in between a snowflake thing like that. All right, tie it in a bow. We're gonna make the loop super small so it doesn't cover up our sentiment. So just hang tight, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do in just a second here. All right, make the loops low by just pulling them down like that. And now I can trim it. Now, like I said, we don't want that snowflake to be covering up the words. So what we're going to do is wherever it's covering it up, do you see that? We need to snip off. Let me get my smaller scissors here. Paper snips work good for this. And just snip off 2 of those little ends of the snowflake. And then you can see, let me trim it down a little bit more. Just trim away from the letters because it's more important that they read what the sentiment says. But you can still see the snowflake there. All right. Okay, I didn't want to put it on this side because it probably would get bent. So let's just make it there. All right, so there's our little treat, our nugget treat that you can make lots of quantities of these and give them to your friends and family. Just throw them in your purse and have them ready to go. But when you do them assembly line, I promise it takes hardly any time at all. But isn't that cute? I hope you enjoy it, and I want to remind you that anyone who places an order with me from my online store, which I will post the address, and if you use the host code, which is right here, and if your order is over $35 or more, you will receive my Creative You projects for that month. Now the deadline is the 10th of every month, so if you miss December 10th or whatever the 10th is, and that means that it's past the deadline, I probably already cut the projects out, so you will just roll over to the next month. But no matter when you order, you will get the 3 free projects that I do, and these projects are what I do at my in-person classes at home. So, you know, you're getting the same projects. It's just that there won't be any stamping done for you per Stampin' Up! Policy, but you will get the 3 cut projects and a PDF to help you create them as my way of saying thank you for ordering from me. I really appreciate that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little project, and we will see you next time. Remember, I do my YouTube videos on the Tuesday and Friday mornings of each month at 9 o'clock a.m. Arizona time. Thank you again for joining me. We'll see you next time.